Hey y'all, welcome back to Checks and Balance the podcast. I'm Key.
And I'm Neek, and we're bringing our text thread to the camera. We're back. How was your holiday season?
It was okay.
Yeah.
Busy,
Yeah,
cold.
definitely cold.
How about you?
It was all right. I mean, I'm still trying to get everything settled in my house, so it is what it is.
New year, new me.
No, I'm the same
I'm
person.
just like,
I'm definitely the same person, but no,
yeah,
it's been going. I feel like I got to do things like slow.
yeah.
Taking my time with it. But other than that, it was good. I had like my immediate family over, like my grandma, my mom, my sister, cooked
For
dinner.
Christmas.
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
cooked food. It wasn't nothing like big because I just was in there, just got there. But
Right.
I still wanted to cook, had some energy to do that. So I did that, and now I'm just like still unpacking slowly but surely.
Yeah, my Christmas was pretty much with my in-laws. We had a seafood boil.
Ooh,
That was so different.
yeah.
It wasn't traditional.
I cooked opposite of anything I ever cooked for
Yeah.
Christmas. Yeah.
So we had like a seafood boil. On New Year's, me and my sisters, we always get together, do our little brunch.
Those pictures were cute.
Yeah, it was fun.
They were definitely cute.
That was a good time.
That's good.
And then it was Liana's birthday, so we celebrated her birthday. And like I said, busy. It was just busy.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you wait all year for that one
Mhm.
specific time of year and then it just like flies
Yeah.
by. I mean, New Year's, obviously, I couldn't do too much, but I went out and ate some good food. That's really all I cared about, honestly. I just wanted to eat. I think I was like trying to keep my eyes open.
Yeah, we ended up going to hibachi.
I was struggling. I went to, where did I go?
Ruth's Chris, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
there you go.
I
See,
saw.
look,
I remember. I just seen the post. I just seen the
my brain right now is like everywhere. But yes, I went to Roof Chris. It was really good.
Yeah.
The food was good. The service was good. We went there for one of my birthdays like a few years ago, but it was a while ago. Remember we had the party there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
That was the last time I was there.
The surprise party, Jeff. Yeah.
Yes, that was the last time I was there. So that was decent. Came home, tried to fight to keep my eyes open till 12, and then once we reached 12, I think I was done, knocked out. But other than that, everything was pretty good. You know what is expected to be. Next Christmas, I'll probably be a little bit more like.
Next Christmas is going to be like not here. Christmas was hard this year. Like trying to.
Yeah.
Be cynical.
Yeah.
My kids watch me.
Yeah. It's different.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I might want to travel like for the holidays.
I think I want to do like Christmas like Orlando or something next Christmas.
I've been in Florida for Christmas and Disney, and I
think that would be so fun.
Very beautiful, and I've been in Disney during Halloween season. Super lit.
Yeah, I went in this season for Halloween.
Yeah, it's definitely beautiful. It's nice. I think it's like if you can save the money and do something like that, because for real, these kids get everything all year round.
Right.
Anyway. It's like,
and people make like trips to Orlando like it's so expensive. I don't think I spent that much money all the times that we went with the kids.
I was going every year.
Yeah.
Sometimes twice a year from like 2019 or 18. I think like 2024 was the only year I didn't go.
Yeah. I just don't do all the parks like at one time. No, like one maybe. I think every time we went, we did maybe 2 parks.
Or you can do one every time, a different one. Like honestly, Magic Kingdom is more so for little kids. If you got little kids, there's no reason unless you want to be a big kid. But there's different strokes at different parks, like for different people. So
you gotta go alone too, with no kids.
Well, I'm in Florida alone all the time. Like I like Hollywood. I like Miami is like all right, but I'll avoid that if I could.
I want to be in Miami.
I like Miami, but
I love Miami.
I feel like it's a little overrated.
It is, but the thing about it is, if you go to Miami, there's never a time you're not gonna have a good time.
Oh no,
like you know what I mean?
Like outside, like I like to stay outside.
Oh yeah, I mean I'll stay out of there, but I'm gonna go to.
I'm not staying in Miami. I'm gonna stay outside of Miami, and then I'll travel to South Beach or whatever. But like. Yeah, Florida's. I mean, I have to go at least once a year. Last year was like I felt so strange not going.
I definitely go to Florida at least once a year too.
You have
that. Last year was twice.
Yeah, I'm usually 2 times. Yeah. Once with my child and once without my child.
And I already have another.
Trip. But I'll be there 2025. I'm gonna get there. I haven't gone to 2024, but I'm gonna get there this year.
Yeah.
So,
do you want to read the? Remember what you sent me?
Yes.
You can read it.
Okay, let me find it.
Because that'll be good.
Let me find it. So today, well, not today. I didn't see it today. Like maybe a week or so ago, one of my Facebook friends posted this post, and he's a father of one of our outlaw football players. Shout out to the Outlaws. Let me find it.
I'm a war dog.
Okay, war dog.
I'm a war dog.
Alrighty
Period.
then.
My daughter is a
Alrighty
cheerleader for
then.
the war dogs. Go
I
war
ain't mad at
dogs.
y'all. I ain't mad. All right. Okay, so this was the post that he posted. It says, and it's funny because after like I sent this to you, it feels like every day afterwards there was like little things popping up in like relation to this topic, but in different like different categories. Like
Right.
yesterday, we were in the bed and we were talking about child support. Like and it's really funny to me because like, Jeff, why are you stressed about, like, what are you like,
Yeah.
why
No,
is
that's
child
it.
support, like, what are you even talking about, you know what I
Right.
mean? But like, he had an opinion about child support and I was like, okay, well, we could talk about that a little bit too because this is like in line.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand.
So the post says, if a woman can choose to either keep a baby or have an abortion, why can't a father choose to be in the kid's life or even pay child support? How is that fair? He said he's seen a video about it and the woman in the video couldn't answer, but just say that's the way it is. Why do they have so much control of that? And will that ever change?
The response, that's just the way it is that the person who said that seems very bitter. That
Bitter?
response,
You think
that's
it's a
just
bitter
the way.
response?
Yeah, that was a very bitter response. That's just the way it is. That's a very bitter response.
But in the reality, it is. That is the way that, like, she not lying. Like, that really is the way.
Yeah.
That's the way that it is. Like, it literally is the way it is. A man can say to you, no, I don't want to have a baby. I'm not ready to have a baby. And she can choose to have the baby and then choose to put him on child support.
Yeah.
And then choose to bash him and say anything she want to say about him because he's not helping her with said baby. That is literally.
I guess.
That's
wait.
the way. That's the way it is.
Let me read it because I might have read it a different way. With her saying that.
No, like I get what you're saying. Like that is a very like immature response, but
she couldn't answer anything but just say that's the way it is. Yeah, that's you.
It literally. That's the way that it is.
It is, but I feel like women who do that are. Not gonna say most of them, but sometimes bitter with that response. That's a bitter response.
Yeah,
you know.
And like we can look at it like that's a bitter response, and then the reality is like literally that is the way it is. Men have very little say on that topic.
Yeah,
they really don't have no say. And I don't know, like I don't feel like it's right, and I know that we probably gonna get grinded up for our opinions on this topic, and that's okay. Just say it with y'all chest. Don't be subbing me nowhere.
7 years, Kate.
Don't be subbing me nowhere. Say it with y'all chest. But like, I do feel like if you decide, it is your body, right? And I'm very much pro-life.
Yeah.
Very much pro-life. So it is your body. And if you want to have a baby, if a man tells you they don't want to do that, you really can't feel no way about whatever he do. Is he wrong for not helping you?
Yeah,
of course,
wrong,
absolutely,
but
he's wrong.
Like you said, you can't feel no way about
you can't
that.
have no opinion on that because before you decided to go through with the pregnancy, he let you know exactly where he was at. And most times, sometimes, you know, a live baby will change someone's mind or, you know, might make them decide they want to be there. But that's not always the case. Like, that's not always the case. Like, man is not going to just be like, oh, yeah, because you had the baby, I'm going to do it.
Right.
If he was telling you no, then 9 times out of 10, that's literally a
But
no.
I also feel like I'm not a man, so I can't speak for a man, but I feel like if you lay down with a woman and you know the consequences of laying down with somebody unprotected, that's what comes out of it. That's what
comes with it. And
so it's like, yeah, if you're gonna tell me if I go to a man and I tell him I'm pregnant and he's like, oh, well, I don't want a baby, so that means you want me to get an abortion. What if I don't agree with that? What if I'm not?
Like, have your baby. I mean? Have your baby.
But I'm supposed to just be. But I know how I feel about it. I'm just asking the question. I'm just supposed to be okay with this man not wanting nothing to do with it, even though we both made the conscious decision to have sex together, unprotected.
Yes, because you were okay. You made a conscious decision to be okay with not using protection. Mm-hmm. You made a conscious decision.
So I'm the only one who has to worry about that.
Y'all both do, but he's letting you know what he's doing with his choice.
Okay.
He's letting you know, like, this is what I'm doing. I was responsible for this part, and this is what I choose to do with my half of the responsibility. Now, what you choose to do with your half of responsibility, that's up to you.
So if a man told you that, how would you handle that?
I'm gonna have my baby, and I'm not gonna be looking for him to do nothing.
Yeah, that's exactly how.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying get rid of your baby.
Right.
I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm saying.
But you can't hound him for not wanting to be a
don't even
parent.
mention him. No. Don't be on Facebook. Don't be on Instagram. Don't be sharing.
So do you think at that rate, like with that, do you think that they should be put on child support?
I mean, to be completely honest with you,
I think it depends on on the situation. Like if you really, really do need that support, you know, for your child, I do think you should put the person on child support. But if it's like you're doing it because it's just like, oh yeah, I know I can get child support. Like, no, come on.
But you want to know something too? That also brings you into a whole nother thing. Like, if you can't financially take care of no kids,
why are you having them?
Yeah. Especially when the father done already told you, like, I ain't trying to do that. So now it's like you just making it worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're literally putting yourself and the child potentially in like a bad situation.
Yeah.
Because for real, keeping it a buck, like if you need like government assistance, like if you need like Apple, if you need like medical assistance or welfare, any type of help, they 9 times out of 10 make you put the father on child support before they help you.
Okay.
Like, I was in that situation, like, they literally would, like, because I was a teenager, like, I didn't have no money, like, I had a baby, and they were just like, well, if you want to get these benefits, you had to. And at that point, like, I was with my son's dad, but I also felt like, listen, like, I need help. So if I need help and I can't trust all the way that you're going to give it to me, which ended up being like that was the case, like you weren't going to give it to me, like I have to protect myself. Like I need to go to school.
So you think that like you feel like women should put men on child support?
Okay, so if you have a situation where a man is helping you, you guys have some type of arrangement. If you call and your child needs something and they're there and they're taking care of their responsibilities, like that to me is like overkill.
Yeah.
Because now why are you putting this man on papers for no reason?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not cool. But if you have to constantly beg and plead or keep repeating yourself to get help and they're not helping you, or if you decide that you're going to keep a baby and this man is walking around like he don't got no responsibility whatsoever, because you do have men that will rather just pay the child support and not be present.
Right. Yeah.
You got men, I'm not saying that's right either, but you do have men that will help financially.
I don't know. I personally feel like if a female gets pregnant by a man and he doesn't want the baby and she like doesn't believe in abortions or any of that, and I don't see nothing wrong with her putting him on child support.
I don't see nothing wrong with it
like
either.
Y'all both laid down and y'all made this a situation, so it's like it is what it is.
And then people,
and this is coming from somebody like I got kids and I ain't never put nobody on child support and I don't look for it. Like my mindset was these are my kids. What you don't do, you don't do, but that's not going to affect what I don't, like how I take care of my kids. Like if I got to do 10 times more, I'm going to do what I need to do for my children. But I feel like a lot of times, like some men do need to be put on child support.
Of course, because they out there living their life, their best life.
Yeah.
Like they don't have responsibility.
But I also do think that some women abuse it. Like women use child support as a weapon to men. They use their kids as weapons. Like some women will lay down and have a child by somebody just to control the man or think they can control the man. So,
and that's also where I can't get past like the irresponsible like decision making.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you young and you do like you make irresponsible decisions as a young person, like I could kind of like turn the other cheek. Like, all right, you learn in life, you're still figuring it out. But people like 25 and up,
you know better.
You know, you absolutely, especially if it's not your first rodeo. Like, if you got other kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not your first child. It's like, come on now.
Right.
I feel like if you're going to cry and complain about what is turning out to be life, you had a choice to make. Like, there's no way, and it makes me cringe if I see somebody grown talking about a man trapped them with a baby. I'm cringing. How you getting trapped? Like you didn't get trapped. Like that's your body. You have control over that. You didn't get trapped. You did not. You did not get trapped. Like for real. Like let's be for real. There's no man walking this earth that can trap you with a baby.
Okay.
How you get trapped?
This is not about me.
No, I want to know. Like, how could you possibly get trapped? Like, really? Like, in all reality, how can we sit here and say you got trapped?
Bro. Go ahead.
You didn't get trapped.
I got trapped.
You didn't get trapped.
Okay.
You had a baby. You knew when ovulation was. You knew your period just left. You knew that you was in the fertile window. Like, you didn't. You didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing.
The window.
Like, there's too many options. You know, but in reality, like, for real, in all seriousness, there's too many options for somebody to be like, oh, he trapped me with a baby.
Yeah. You wanted that baby.
You didn't protect yourself to not have that baby.
I just feel like if you have sex with somebody, like, that's just...
Yeah, and like stop having unprotected sex with people who you don't see no like future with, because that's what happens. Babies can come about that. Like, and now you got a kid here, then you got a kid over there, and then you got multiple child support cases, and you're mad. But that's a responsibility that you have. Like, I tell the teens when I go into like the schools or whatever, like all the time, like the young boys that I talk to in detention centers, I tell them all the time, like, you don't leave it up to no female to tell you she on birth control.
Right. No.
You don't leave it up, because I don't care what she tell you. And like, protect yourself.
Right. Because they can lie easily.
Okay. Protect yourself. Girls, you don't leave it up to no man. Like, it's okay for you to have a condom if you having sex. Like, you can have condoms.
You need this.
Hello? No, for real, because at the end of the day, like, somebody gonna put it on someone else.
No, that's it.
But it's like you're making a decision that you're gonna lay down, y'all gonna have sex, no one's using. And yes, we all have been in heat of moments and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, those are consequences.
Yeah.
And I also think that if you're not married, this probably gonna ruffle feathers, and I don't care. But if you're not married, I feel like DNA testing should be done at the hospital.
I feel like DNA tests should be done, period.
It should be done. If a man is going to sign a birth certificate and y'all are not married, I feel like it should be a requirement.
Yeah. I think that should just be a requirement, period.
You think it should be a requirement even if you're married?
Why not? Who's it hurting?
Child.
No, seriously, who's it hurt?
It's
married.
Not gonna hurt
I'm married,
people.
And I'm telling you, if I go,
it's not gonna hurt honest people, but it's gonna hurt people that's not.
But I'm just saying that just it'll clear up a whole lot of chaos if you just, when you have the baby, have a DNA test.
Because a lot of men will say, "Oh, she was with other people." Yeah, that'd be a lot of the reasons why men don't be claiming kids sometimes, because they be thinking like, "Oh, the girl was with such and such, and not just me." You know what I'm saying? So like that be like one of the reasons why most of them will be like, "I don't think that's my baby." Like they don't claim the baby, they don't want responsibility of the baby.
I think it should be a thing.
I think it should be a thing
too. Get a DNA test.
I mean, that's going to save a lot of headache. It's going to save a lot of trouble, drama. I mean, but you know,
some people like drama.
They do.
Some people have kids for drama.
Having a kid for drama is
crazy.
That's like insane.
Nah, I ain't got time.
I don't think that, and I don't think that a man should ever have a say on what a woman does with her body.
No, I don't think so neither.
I don't think that in like to any capacity.
But I do think like they should have an opinion, like especially if it's somebody they're laying down with. Like, if me personally, say I got knocked up by somebody and they said, "Well, I don't want a baby," get rid of it. I don't think I would be offended by that. Especially if
I'm not gonna be offended.
Like, especially like, you know what I mean?
Ultimately, it's my choice.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be offended by it, but I'm gonna do what I want to do at the end of the day. Yeah, I'm gonna do what I want to do at the end of the day. Though, like if I think that this is what I want to do, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, but I don't see nothing wrong with that. Like, because what if you do like just bring a baby into this world and they never voice how they actually felt, and then you just get
a lot of men don't get to voice how they feel though. And even if they voice how they feel, it's like it really don't make a difference.
No.
And that's why I think they feel like, I think that men get trapped more than women get trapped.
Men should actually have birth control.
Well, you know, you can get a vasectomy and you can reverse it. So I feel like
nothing.
I feel like
don't reverse nothing.
No. I'm saying if you get it while you're younger, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can reverse it.
But who wants to do that? Who wants to say, "Oh, I don't want kids right now. Let me just go get snipped"? And
I mean, they don't want to use condoms, so hello.
That's crazy.
But then it's like also condoms and birth control, for that matter, are literally only protecting, like, well, birth control is protecting you from unplanned pregnancies. Condoms is doing a dual effect.
Yeah.
Like, condoms are protecting you from getting STIs, pregnancy. Like, so it's kind of given why y'all don't want to wear that.
You know what's weird though? Like, it seems like people are okay with like getting STDs and all that now. Like, it seems so normalized just off of like stuff I read on social media, especially Twitter. Like, people, especially young girls on there, like, oh yeah, I found out I got X, Y, and Z. It is what it is. Like, what?
That was, I'm gonna be distraught.
What?
You gave me what?
And you're just loud, proud, and open with it.
Yeah, they are. Because the thing about it is a lot of them, like chlamydia, like those ones are like silent ones. Like you don't even know you got that. A lot of people don't even know they got that for like a while.
Mm-mm.
And then they just passing it around. That's why the rate is so high. The passing around rate is so high. Like, but if you use a condom, that's protecting you from like both situations. Because I know everybody don't want to be on birth control. Like, you know, birth control is a very... I was on birth control for, 17 years?
Yeah.
I switched methods a couple times, like, you know, because
I was on birth control for a little bit, like in between kids, and it never did me well. And I tried everything you can imagine. Everything.
I was on birth control and I'm telling you right now, when I got off of it, like I got off of it like a year or so ago. I stopped taking it, and it was like one of the like best feelings.
I believe it.
And I didn't realize. Only thing I knew is that I was trying to get pregnant.
Right.
The only thing I knew was I'm not trying to get pregnant again. Like, you know what I mean? I knew that I didn't want to do that, and I like with the same person. So like,
yeah,
you know, I
don't know how you did it. Like, every time I was on birth control, like I always felt sick to my stomach. Like,
well, it was you got to remember, it was never a time that I wasn't on it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I was on it like as soon as I went to that checkup after Chooch, like on birth control.
Okay,
I was on it. Now, like I said, I went on. I had the depot shot before. I've been on different variations of pills, like some with hormones, some without hormones. The ones without hormones was better for me because those hormones, I had too much going on. That was like making me like
crazy. That's the thing.
Listen, that was making.
And then like some of them made your blood pressure go up. Yeah, like, it's like
so no hormone birth control pills. I even had the Mirena. I had to get that surgically removed.
I had the NuvaRing.
But you put that in yourself though, right? Yeah,
girl,
no, I wasn't trying to do that.
That was guts.
So I've been through a couple different methods, and again, like I just knew I didn't want to get pregnant, and that was just what it was. But then I was like, all right, girl, like you've been on this for a long time. It's time for you to give your body a break.
Right.
And when I did that, like my periods became regular. Like,
yeah,
it was like clockwork.
And it's crazy because like I was put on birth control to regulate my periods, but
it didn't do that for me.
Girl, all it did was make me crazy.
Yeah, and it sometimes it messes with your sex drive. Like it be so many different things that
face breaking out, hair falling out,
it
like
be so
all
many
kinds
different
of
symptoms that people experience, and me and you could be on the same thing, and it's doing something totally different.
Yeah, because like
you
were on a depot. You know how like a lot of people were getting on depot just because it was a shot. Like
I was gaining weight on depot. I had to come off of that.
I took the depot and I lost all this weight. I bled for like 3 months straight, like crazy. My iron was beyond low. I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, no. So it did the opposite thing to me than it did to you. Like I gained weight, like 25 pounds on depot. I was like, oh no. That was the first form I took, and I got off of that quick. The second form was the Mirena, and I think it was good for 4 years. So I think on year like 2 to 3, it started acting up. Like I ended up getting hospitalized and had to get that joint taken out. No. So that was the thing, and then I went on pills. So ever since then, I've been on a birth control pill, but I started out with hormones. The last like year or 2, I was without hormones. I came off, period got regular. My emotions was a little bit more in check, and you don't even realize
because you've been on it so long. So you thought it was just normal.
Yeah, like I felt like it was almost like what's wrong with me off of it.
Am I okay?
Like, yeah, it was almost like what's wrong with me that I'm off of it because I wasn't who I was on it. But birth control, like obviously that's a topic that's like controversial to people. Like they don't want to be on birth control pills or birth control forms of that sort. But you can also, there's apps that you could track your period, your ovulation. There's ways to protect yourself. As grown women, there are ways to protect yourself, to make sure that you're not getting pregnant when you don't want to be pregnant or when you're not planning to be pregnant. Because like we talked about before, like childbirth is such a risky, life-threatening experience. Like I'm telling you right now, like I am praying over myself already. I'm not even near going into labor yet.
Right.
But I'm praying for myself, bless you. I'm praying for myself already, like that will be a smooth process.
Right, it will be.
Because yes, I feel, you know what I mean? I trust in God and I know that it will be. But at the same time, like for especially Black and brown people, we are underserved in the hospital.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we are overlooked. We are not considered.
Right.
That is not something that anybody should be willing to do
for just anybody.
Especially somebody telling you like,
get rid of it.
No, I'm not. Because can you imagine? Like, so I do feel for men. Like, I do feel for men who get, like I said, I feel like they get trapped more than females get trapped. Because we have the control. Ultimately, we have the control.
I feel like everybody has the control. Like you said,
no,
it can start with a man. They can
put a
condom on.
Yes, outside. Okay, you reached that part though. Y'all did that. There, I feel you, but y'all did that already. Like that's done, coming on.
At that point, it's just like
he don't have no more control. The control is now going out of his hands. And let's not forget, there are men who probably a woman will be like, oh, I'm pregnant, and he want her to keep it, and she'd be like, no.
Right.
We could flip that around.
True.
Right? And he now has no say over the life that he created. Like, once you do the do and everything's done, he don't got no control no more. It's taken from him. So when she said that's just how it is, it really is just how it is.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, I don't personally think it will ever change.
Oh, it's not going to change.
I don't think it'll ever change, but I don't think that it's right.
No.
I don't think it's right. I think that there should be, I don't want to say laws, because like laws don't ever.
That's the only thing that's going to work though. If it's
no, and I know, and that's why I feel
you can't
like
say rules,
right? And that's why I feel like laws can be so tricky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know it's gonna go by state. Like it's not gonna be like all around universal, all over the world law. So it's like it really would depend on where you're living and everything like that. So like I don't want to say laws, because usually laws they're not always good for the general people. Like they're not always good, and there's always some type of like underlying like backlash to the laws. So it's not that I want to say laws, but I do think that men should have more of a voice.
So what you feel like their voice should be? So you feel like they should say, "Oh, I don't want to have a baby," and it should just be that?
No, I don't feel like. Well, yeah, if you say that's what you say, right? But I just don't feel like at that point they should now be forced
to be a parent,
to do anything. I know that sounds harsh. That sounds very harsh, but like that's where the woman has to decide like what you want to do. And if you choose to do like that, means you're taking responsibility for those actions. Like because again, it was two people that decided to do whatever they wanted to do. And most men, like if you really, whether it takes you a year, 2 years, whatever many years, like if you are a decent person, you're gonna eventually be in your child's life.
Right.
You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it might not be like as soon as you have the baby, might not be the first year, 2 years of their lives, but
that is not okay.
It's not okay. It's not okay. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I feel like it does more hurt to force someone on a child than to let them just do whatever it is they don't want to do. Think about the kids' feelings and all that. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but think about the kid growing up and saying, "Hey, where's my dad? Why doesn't he want to see me? Why?"
Hey, your dad told me before you were even born that he didn't want to see you. Like, it is. But that's why you shouldn't be doing all that with people that you're not with.
That's what it all boils down to. It
really do all boil down to that. Like, it do. And then, like, Jeff said something about, well, he played a video and it was saying something about Trump.
Oh, Trump's getting rid of like child support, right?
He's saying no, not getting rid of it. He's saying that if a man is paying child support, he's the only one that gets to claim taxes on it. I bet that'll slow them down. That'll slow him down.
Not my
quick.
child tax credit.
Okay, like they said,
that's crazy.
Trump said if the man is paying child support, then he will get to file the income taxes on the child. And how do you feel about that one?
Gotcha.
No, seriously. But I don't know how I feel about that either, because I do feel like
child support is not what's holding that. That's really not taking care of.
So he's sitting here arguing his point for like what I don't know, because like this has nothing to do with us. But he was going hard for the father's paying child.
He's like he'd been through it.
He was
like
going
what?
Hard. He was going hard for the men paying child support. Like he's on y'all side.
He's with you.
He stands with y'all, okay? For real, power to the people. He said, like, he was like, oh, well, the girls, they just take them for child support. It's spiteful. I said, yes, that's true. I was like, but you do know that
not all people do that, though.
No, and I said, that's not the majority of the cases. I said, a lot of the cases are people who, like, need help.
Yeah.
Assistance, and then they have to go through those lengths to get the assistance.
Right.
So then he started, like, going on there and putting, like, court cases up.
Oh, snap.
This was all last night, okay? He putting up court cases up. So the one judge was explaining, so the situation with this couple was that the father was doing everything that he had to do for the child. Like she said, anytime she asked him for money, he gave the money. Anytime she asked him to pick the daughter up, he would do whatever he could do.
Yeah.
He was helping her. They was working together in the situation. But she fell into a situation where she needed medical insurance. And she was, I guess her caseworker was basically like, well, they filed the petition for her.
Yeah.
Which I know is a real thing because I've been through that, like, in real life. So, and I was explaining that to him before he turned the video on. And when he turned it on, I was like, see, like, I was trying to tell you, like, that's how that works when you're trying to get government assistance. Especially if the dad signs a birth certificate, like, that's usually how that works. So, like, if they don't sign it, that means you don't know who the father is. They'll help you. But if you have someone on there that claims responsibility for that child, you're going to have to take them for child support before they will help you. That's usually how it works. So, she was saying, like, okay, so they petitioned and the court found that he needed to pay $327 a month. Which, if you think about it, that's not
nothing.
Yeah, like, that's nothing to cry and complain about. Like, all right, $327. The judge was like, if you feel like you don't want to take his money, when you get it, give it back. He was like, you can do what you want with it once we disperse it to you. But the judge was trying to explain to both of them that child support is not for the child. He was like, it's not for the child. He was like, because this child needs a roof over their head.
I was going to ask you, how do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like if a woman is getting child support, it should be just spent solely on the child?
Oh, Jeff went, he said, oh, how about the girls who be getting the child support for the crab boils? And they spending the money on themselves, ain't buying the child nothing. I said, okay, whatever she used the money for is really, in my opinion, like, kind of like not neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
that's taking care of the child all the time.
I said, if the father don't want to deal with that, then take full custody.
Yeah.
You keep the child most of the time and let the mom get the child.
Not you pocket watching my child support.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
pocket watching my child support.
But you gotta remember, some kids, you gotta pay for school lunch. You gotta buy like dinner, like, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, oh, well, how about them ones who got
I don't know, because sometimes when you getting that, if you get
free lunch.
Yes.
Well, I know, like, school, like, I gotta pay for children's lunch, and that bill is hefty and it's annoying.
So where we at, all the kids get free lunch.
They get free breakfast.
They get free breakfast, free lunch. Everything is free. No. It's like a program that's like for the whole district, and I'm like, oh my God, thank y'all.
I can't wait to graduate.
Thank y'all so much.
Listen, I can't wait. Get up out of there, because I have free lunch.
Liana be like, can I pack? No, you won't eat that lunch.
Listen, I have free lunch in school.
Nah, I had
No, I have free lunch in school. So this paying for the lunch situation.
When we were in Jersey, I had to pay for lunch.
Ma'am, I'm tired, okay?
And I ain't like that.
I be sitting there. It got to the point where I had to see where he was spending my money. What are you getting?
LJ be taking
what are you getting
everything that LJ has. Like, if he get a couple dollars, he take it to school and put it on his account. He gonna give him a snack.
I said, well, you working now, so I should start taking your money for lunch. But I don't take his money. I still pay for his lunch. But those are things like, you got to pay for lunch. Your kids need haircuts. If the dad's not taking them to get a haircut, like, with his own money, kids need haircuts. Kids need a roof over their head.
Clothes,
mom's got to drive. Shoes,
and it's like, I'm not going to wait. if I was like somebody on child support, I wouldn't wait for you to send me the money to go get the shoes. Oh, okay, thank
That's
you.
That's what
like,
I'm saying. Like, things are happening in the background. So I don't think that anyone should be calculating where
pocket watching my child support.
You don't worry about it. At the end of the day, if your kid is not wanting for nothing, they're not calling you, telling you that they're hungry.
Right.
You know, you sending X amount of money.
We eat
every
these
month.
crabs together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it really doesn't matter. And to avoid all that, y'all could just stop having unprotected.
If you were a better baby dad, I would have invited you over for some crabs.
But so that's what I'm saying. Like, it was to the point where she was like, she was literally like pleading for him, like, oh no, you know, he's not bad. We work together. And the judge was like, well, okay, well, it takes more for this train to go.
No, that's
just
good
money.
They had that,
you know, because he was like, it's not just about Pampers and wipes and formula and those, and it's true. Yeah, it requires way more. And as you get to different stages, then he put on another video, and it was like this one lady was going back to court trying to get an increase because she was getting $100 a month for a 13-year-old. What can you do with that?
Nothing.
What can you really do with that? And then, like, there are people who are paying like excessive amounts, excessive amounts of money, but that's because they're in arrears. Like, they owe money. Like, they wasn't paying any child support. It's back child support. Of course, your payment's gonna be a little bit higher because you're not paying them. Like, and they will, and it's a joke. Like, they'll arrest you for it, but they let you write out, and then they just put you on another payment plan. So it's like, I don't know. It definitely can be a sore conversation, like child support, even custody, even. Yeah. Because, you know, some women will be getting child support money and then not even let the father see the kids.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
That happens. That happens.
Your child is not in harm's way, there's no reason why you should not be letting them go with the other parent.
No,
there's no reason. Some people really use children as like crutches.
Like, yeah, like they do.
Oh no, you're not going to see this baby because I don't want you to. And it could be something so stupid. It's just because it's not the time of day that you want them to see him. Like, what?
It's not right.
That's not right.
It's not right.
That is not right at all.
And not for nothing. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I would rather a trying father
then a
present father
than somebody giving me money. I would definitely rather you have your own relationship and you being there for them other ways than just giving me money.
Let me tell, like, kids,
spend some time with them.
Kids under, I'm gonna say, like 9. We'll say 9. Like, kids under 9 don't give a damn about no money. They don't care about money. Like, that's like not in their minds to think about unless they hearing the parents talking about that type of stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Certain conversations you keep away from your kids, or you should. Yeah. But they're not. They just want to spend time with you. Right. Like, they want your attention. So it's like, if you can give a child attention, whether it be taking them to get food, to the park, like out for a few hours, like whatever that looks like. If you know what, I could pick them up from school every day and spend an hour before dropping them back off. Like, that's going to mean more to that child than money, a toy, a gift. Like, they don't think about what we do to get their haircuts. They don't think about what we do.
No, they don't think about none of that. They don't think about the time you got to take off of work when they're sick.
None of it.
The time you got to take off of work to go take them to the doctor, dentist appointments, all of that. Like, all of that.
I would prefer, if I had to choose what kind of man as a father, like, I want the trying father. I don't care if
the present one.
Yeah, I don't care. Present, trying.
And a lot of I feel like a lot of like co-parents don't work because they're too focused on what the other person is doing.
Way too focused. You worried about what's going on in the house.
No, they ain't got nothing to do with
nothing. If your kid is not coming home telling you, like, this is wrong, this is going on.
You want to know what's funny? Because, like, when my kids were younger and they would go to their grandparents' house and stuff like that, they were like, it was like a big old thing. Like, they wouldn't talk about Leo over there. And I had told them, I said, we have nothing to hide here. I don't want y'all to feel like y'all can't talk about anything because there's nothing going on here that y'all can't be around.
Like, in secret. Like,
there's no secrets here.
No.
Dude, just talk freely.
Yeah. I mean, like, what's the big deal? Like, you're being taken care of in both situations. Like, there's love in both homes. Right. Like, I don't see why anyone, if you're doing a co-parent situation, the only thing y'all need to be focused on is what's going on with the child.
The well-being of the kids.
Not who's in whose house, what's in what. Like, unless it's really a situation where it's dangerous or, you know, something's going on that's absolutely not right, you know, then you worry about it. Other than that, like, mind your business.
And, like, even, like, people be getting so worked up about, oh, well, if my baby dad, if he's with somebody, I don't want my kids around him. That's not your business.
At all.
That is not your business.
You know how many girls my baby dad
As long as that person is not harming my child, I would not care. And I'm not going to say that I've always been like this. I can't say I always thought that way, but
I had one issue because my baby dad was talking to like a young girl and she put deodorant on my son. She put deodorant on my son at like 8 years old and made him a little funky. Like, why would you do that? Like, now don't be having.
She didn't know that. She was still learning.
And that was my issue. Because that's the only time I had something to say. Mm-hmm. Like, because other than that, like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, whatever.
Yeah.
But why do you have this girl like dressing my child?
Yeah.
Do you put deodorant on him? Do I put that? Like, what's up?
Right.
Like, what's tea? So I had an issue with that. But other than that, because I'm trying to figure out, like,
what does that smell?
Yeah, like I didn't understand. He was like, "Oh, such and such put deodorant on." Huh? You didn't need that yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was an issue for me. But other than that, I don't mind any of their business.
Yeah,
I don't care what's going on. Just don't let nothing be nothing.
That's it.
Okay,
that's all.
Don't let nothing be nothing, because then I'm pulling in, popping up. You know. Other than that, I mind my business because I don't want you worried about what's going on in my home.
You ain't got no reason to be.
Don't even worry about it, sweetheart. Right. Like, everything is covered over here. You know what I mean? But I do think that, like, if you're co-parenting, just focus on the child.
That's it.
That's it.
And some people can have, like, friendships with their, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's really funny because now, like, we're not friends or nothing like that. But, like, my baby dad, like, you know, when I got into the car accident, I guess Chooch told him, and he texted, like, you know, just want to make sure you're okay. Like, sorry that happened.
Thoughtful.
That was thoughtful. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like, okay, like, because we're grown as I don't know what now. Again, whatever we
You're still his child's mom.
Again, like, what you have to realize is that you're still family. Y'all are family. Like, it. You know, we got those family members we don't deal with all the time. Like, y'all family, extended family at the very least. But when you have kids, you do become like family to these people. You gotta share them on holidays, share them on birthdays.
What if you don't have to do none of that?
You do, though. You might not do it with them specifically, but you are with their family to a certain extent, right? Yeah. To a certain, your kids have relations with their dad's family. Mm-hmm. So you looked at them like family.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying to you. Like, my son's grandmom is family.
Yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say? So
yeah, the kid's great-grandparents,
that's what I'm saying. It might not be the relationship that you have with the parent itself. Yeah. But overall, as a union, you guys are like family.
Yep.
You look at these people as family. You know, when you break up with the person, you don't totally, like, disregard all relationships that you had with people. Yeah.
Some people do that.
I've never been like that.
No.
I've never been like that. Now.
No, because you know what it is? Because, like, all my interactions with people are genuine. So it's like, especially you take care of my kids, like, you know we gotta have some type of relationship.
You have to. You don't just X everybody out because it didn't work out. That's very childish. Right. That's what I'm saying. So
now it took some growing, like, you know what I mean? Like, you had to get over something.
When I had Chooch, like, I was like, I didn't want nobody telling me too much or nothing. Like, yeah, I'm young, but, like, no one's gonna tell me or walk all over me with his baby. You know, so me and my son's grandmom had a little bit, like, odds in the beginning because, like, she just thought because her son was a mama's boy that she was gonna just, like, dictate what was gonna happen with my son, and it was like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
But once we got past that, and she realized, like, okay, this girl is gonna be how she's gonna be, and, like, it is what it is.
Right, and a lot of times they just, you know, older people, they're stuck in their ways, and they think that their way is
it's a cultural thing too, though.
So and I had to, you know, being young, you think, oh, I don't got. It's not even about that. Sometimes I just listen, but I don't have to listen.
It was a cultural thing with us because they're Puerto Ricans, and, like, you know, they're different culture than we are. So, like, he was always with his mom. Everything went past his mom. So I guess she just thought my son was going to be the same way.
Yeah.
But it was like, you can be a grandma, but, like, my son's not staying out. He's not staying in nobody's house. Like, that's just not what I do.
Yeah.
Like, you could keep him for a couple hours, but when it's time for bed, like, bring my son home.
Do you think it depends on, like just about that type of stuff? Like, when it comes to older people, do you feel like it's the person who's saying it, or do you feel like the way that it's presented?
It could be a little bit of both.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's more presentation than it is a person. You know what I mean? But, like, I just feel like, you know, everyone's family and lives are different. and what people see, like where they want their family and lives to go, might not be what they've experienced in the past. So you have to respect boundaries. You know what I mean? Like, just because you've raised 18 kids
doesn't mean you're gonna know how to raise my two.
That's what I feel about.
And everybody, I mean, everybody comes from different backgrounds. And granted, like even like with me and Leo, we both came from 2-parent homes, but we were raised differently. You know what I mean? And not in a bad way. It's just like some things we kind of go back and forth with. Like, for instance, with, you know, our kids, he feels like kids should have to earn everything. Where that's not how. That's not. And it may be a man thing.
It could be a man thing.
And you also only have a son, where I have multiple sons, so it's like he feels like they have to earn everything. And
what are we earning?
Like I'm your kid. Like, give it to me.
What are we earning?
Where that's never the case. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I go in the room, tell my dad, hey, I want this, and I got it. But he's like, oh, well, they gotta work for it.
Boys. And I think it's like to teach them like responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's something that, and you know what? Sometimes I gotta like bite my tongue. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I gotta just let him say, do whatever. Because at the end of the day, like, I can't raise no man to be I'm not a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they know how, kids know, especially when, you know, boys and teenagers, when they become teenagers, they know how to get over on a mom.
Yeah.
Like, because Fred, now all of a sudden you want to be in a dance team. I ain't never seen you dance. Leo said, yeah, he want to be tripping. I ain't
No, seriously.
I said, wait a minute. Now you a dancer? When would you ever?
A man's gonna handle it different than we're gonna handle it.
My new thing is, oh, okay, well, y'all handle that's between y'all.
Yep. Because it's different. Like, some things we gotta just stay out of the way. Yeah. I'm learning that, you know what I mean? Because I've been a single mom. Like, it's been me and my son. You know what I'm saying? And like, I feel like, well, I know what's good for him. Like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, like, I do to a certain extent.
And honestly, as a mom to boys, we can be a little bit more.
Jeff called me a pushover.
Yeah, I know.
He like push over. He starts taunting me like push over, and I get so mad. But he swears like you're the biggest pushover, and I'm like, I'm not though. It's just certain ways that I think to handle stuff. Yeah, and then there are certain ways that you
and this is my baby, whether you believe it or not.
Yeah. I mean, I could be a little hard.
I hope you have a girl so he can see too, because that's how it is.
Push over.
Liana be having Leo at Wawa. All types of nights.
I tell him, like, you're gonna see when it's your, like, when you have your own child. I don't even think
even if it's a boy, it's probably still gonna be the same.
I tell him, you're gonna see, like, you're gonna realize what comes with the love, the passion, the everything when it comes to like you having a child. Like, it's an unexplainable.
And not to say like he didn't have a say so in how you were.
No, he did, but it was
going to be completely different.
It's going to be
I know. It's
because you always have to like walking on eggshells a little bit because it's like you know your place, you know whose place. Like, it's always a little bit of that when you're like blending a family together. Yeah, it's always a little bit of that. Like, you don't want to overstep. Yep. You don't know, because it's like he always be like, well, Chooch's dad is like not around. Like, you do see his dad like whatever in certain situations, because it's not like consistently around, but it was like he's still there. Like, he knows who his dad is. It's not like he don't have a dad. You know what I mean? So it's always like that boundary, that line that you don't want to overstep or overcross. Because, you get kids who get defiant as well. Chooch never was like that, but you just never know. Right. You never know. So it does get hard when you're trying to blend a family to figure out,
Yeah. Like, even like little stuff. Like, I know when my kids were little, Leo wasn't jacking Fred and Peyton up at 3.
No.
Now, LJ jacked.
Chooch even like, Jeff, like, you don't get the gloves on. Like, because now he grown. Like,
but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at 3 years old, he wasn't doing that to them. But 3 years old, he was doing that to LJ.
Yeah, because it's his son.
Yeah. So, like, I get what you're saying, but I don't know. I think he's definitely gonna be in for it when he has his own kid.
And I'm gonna be just singing.
Push over, I'm just like
singing and calling him right back because he taunts me so bad. Yeah. Yes. This was a good episode. We thank you guys for tuning in.
Yes.
We'll be back. Let us know what you think. We want to know what you think about this topic. Your opinions.
Yeah. Give us some feedback.
Give us some feedback.
Y'all on child support.
Y'all got somebody on child support.
Somebody give me some crab legs. Crab boil.
I'll take a little food stamp.
I'll take a little.
Thank y'all. We'll be back.
Give me half.